So today I want to share with you this film converter. I got this converter because I have a ton of old films that belong to my grandparents who passed away in the last few years. My uncle sent a huge box completely filled to the top with various films. They go from the 40s, the 50s, up through the 60s. They're when my grandparents were young. They're when my mom was young and her brothers and sisters, my aunts and uncles. I have just been really excited to look at these and see what they're like. I'm going to do this one right now to show you how this works. This was my mom's 7th birthday, which puts it in 1963. The earliest ones I have done are, as I said, in the late 40s. They were when my grandmother was a teenager so far from what I've come across. It can be pretty cool. And I was just rewinding, so I have the rewind one over here. I want to show you how this works, how I do it. I've probably done about a dozen now, getting close to a dozen different films. And so I'm not a professional at this, but it's something that I want to be good enough at that I can save these films while I still have a chance to, and I can share it with my other family members. So I'm setting this up. I want the squares. This is just regular 8mm film. I want the little squares to face inward when I am recording and outward when I'm rewinding. So I'm going to go like this and put this here. The first time this was not super easy, but as I've done it, it's got easier and easier. Next, I am gonna put this here. This is kind of just the easiest way for me to do it. Put it through the little slit there that it doesn't always pull out if you don't do this, but I like to have it kind of wrapped around at least one time so that it doesn't pull out. I've only had one reel that I really had that problem with. It kept pulling out over and over again, and so then I started doing this just to make it easier. I want to actually have a picture that I can frame, like the first picture basically. So I'm gonna get this over here. There are two little like prongs right here that you want to tuck this into. And amazingly, since these were all in their original boxes, mine have all been really clean. I haven't really had much need to clean them at all and haven't had a problem with dust because they were packed so nicely. But that's something that you might have a problem with. Okay, so I have this tucked in here and I'm gonna close it. It's already set to 8mm. Now I'm gonna do this part. And then what I probably should have done first, do not use a card bigger than 32 gigabytes. I can talk today. There's one that comes with it. I have a lot because I do a lot of stuff with photography, so I have a lot of SD cards laying around, but this is the one that actually came with it. There's a little slot in the back. You just pop it in, make sure it's unlocked. Now what I'm going to do next, I'm going to turn it on. That's the power button. Okay, it's actually already framed pretty well. Some of these are. I feel like the later ones come up and they're like ready to go. The older ones, a lot of times I have to work a little bit at it. But I'm going to show you how this works. So there's the record option, but I'm going to press the arrows to go down to frame ADJ, and I'm going to press OK. And then here I can actually like frame it. So first X will come up, so that's the back and forth adjust, and I can make sure it's in the frame. I'm probably going to back this up a little because it is zoomed in a tiny bit. So next I'm going to press OK, and I'm not going to adjust Y yet because I want to zoom out a little, and I'm going to press OK a third time, and I'm going to use this way button to zoom out, like that. Let's see. And then I'm gonna go OK, and I'm gonna go back around. Oh, back around to X. I think I want it over a tiny. Actually, that looks pretty good. Now Y, let's see. So probably the biggest problem I found was lining it up and down for some of the older videos was really tricky. This one looks like it's gonna be good, I'm thinking, because if you don't have it lined up, then it'll look like part of it's down below or part of it's up above, and you'll be able to see the line, and it just makes it's better to get it lined up right here first. So I'm gonna press OK, then I'm gonna press menu, and then I'm gonna go to, let's see, record. And it's already pushed over here. It's already locked. It's set up. We're gonna go like this. And it's not super fast. I mean, it's not slow. It depends. If it's a bigger reel, it's gonna take longer. Most of these are pretty tiny. I mean, they come in this. And so these don't take as long, but yeah, basically it's taking a picture frame by frame and then it's gonna put them together into a movie. It is going to be silent because 8mm doesn't originally, I don't know what if that ever did, but it didn't have sound. And these do not have sound. We're gonna let this run probably for, I don't know, all time. It's 11:36 right now, and I'm gonna see when it is done, and I'll tell you how long it took to do this one. But it shouldn't be too long. I would think maybe 15 minutes to half an hour. Okay, so it actually went all the way through, so I'm gonna stop it. It's stopping. So midway through, this one apparently had a stuck spot on it, I guess, and so it got stuck, and it told me to check the alignment, I think, of the frames or something, some wording like that. And so I did, and it was just that it was stuck, and I had to give it a little pull, and I felt it give, and then it started, I realigned it and started working. So that happened midway through. Right now it is 12:16. I think that took up probably about 5 minutes, so it probably took about right around half an hour to do this much, which is not bad at all. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this around, take this one, turn it, put it over here. Now this time, this is to rewind. You want the little dots facing the opposite direction. You want them facing out. I am going to take this one and put it over here. It will only fit on one way. The ends are open there. So I'm gonna put it on right here. Have to line it up with the little spoke thing that comes out. And same with this one. So now these are facing out. So it's this way. I'm gonna put it right here. And this part is pretty easy, especially once you get the hang of it. I like to keep this closed, otherwise it kind of catches on it. And you only go under, oh, actually, I think you don't even need to go under that one. Okay, so done this so many times, and yeah, every time I have to look at the little dashed line. The little dashed line shows you where it goes when it's rewinding. The other line is to show you where it goes when you're recording, the solid line. I am gonna wrap it around once just because that happened that one time that it kept pulling out, and I just want it to go smoothly. So now I'm gonna go to menu, and I'm going to go, because it's still on frame for me, I'm gonna go up to rewind. I am going to hit rewind. There you go. It is just gonna roll all the way back. It's gonna take slightly less time than recording. And then I'll just take that out, put it back in the box, move that back over here for next time. And in the meantime, I can pop out this. Oh no. Okay, so I shouldn't have done that. Usually I just leave it, but I really want to see this one. So when you pop out a memory card, it stops because it needs a memory card to run. However, you can rewind without a memory card. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit menu and rewind again. And now it will just keep rewinding even though it doesn't have the memory card in. And I'm gonna put the memory card into my little memory card reader, and we're gonna see what we have. And I will show you some of the films. I mean, this one is 60 years old almost, or right around 60 years old. So they're definitely not, 4K or even 1080, but it's really cool to see videos that are this old. I am going to show you some clips of what this is converted to see what it can do or what I've been able to do with it. Probably there are people out there who could have professionally cleaned these and made it much, much better, but I feel like it went really well. And my family has been excited to see these old videos that from when people in my mom's generation were little kids. I wish I had done this a few years ago and figured out how to do all this, because it would have been really cool to do while my grandparents were still alive, but it is also really special to do it now, and be able to see memories of them when they were younger. I would totally recommend this. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I finally get through the whole entire box of it, because this has been a lot of fun. I have a lot of these things, but I do have like a limited amount. I think I have probably maybe 100. So I will have to figure something out when I'm all done. And you can see now that's how quick it was going back the other way. It's a lot quicker. I'm gonna stop it and take it out of here and just put it back in the box. Pretty cool. One thing, now to see how these turned out.